Ready to step into the world of luxury hotels? Welcome to the Hotel Leaders Podcast. Whether you're an industry insider, a student of hotel management, or simply curious about the world of hotels, this podcast is your backstage pass to the heart of the hotel industry. I'm your host, Peter DeMoor. I have a fascination for the hotel industry, and over the last quarter of a century, I've studied it, been a hotel manager, and as a general manager of a hotel school, have passed the torch to the next generation. Now, as part of an emerging hotel tech startup, I'm independent from any specific hotel or chain and able to talk about the industry with a balanced perspective and a certain level of expertise. It's time to check in. Welcome to episode 5. This podcast is all about the Jamala Wildlife Lodge. It's one of the smaller luxury hotels featured on our podcast, but one of the most incredible, as generous hotel suites allow you to stay overnight at the zoo in luxury and with only glass windows separating you from your favourite animals, be these monkeys, lions, or even colourful tropical reef fish, to name but a few. G'day and welcome to my hometown as we head to Canberra in a very special episode of the Hotel Leaders Podcast. Here we go! Although Jamala Wildlife Lodge is approximately a decade old, it has rapidly become perhaps the most unique of Australia's iconic 5-star hotels. This hotel sits within the grounds of the National Zoo and Aquarium in Canberra, the capital of Australia. The zoo has a much longer history than the hotel. It was previously owned by 2 companies, each failed, before the current owners and managers, the Tindale family, who purchased it in 1998, more than a quarter of a century ago, have worked very hard and very diligently to create one of the largest, most engaging zoos in any city. Here is the founder, Richard Tindale, speaking about the zoo on Sky News.
Well, we started with just the zoo. We expanded into a fully fledged zoo and we brought people in from outside who had the expertise and trained up others. But a lot of our staff have come through as local people who started off as volunteers, maybe spent 2, 3, 4, 5 years as a volunteer. Gradually, we would give them opportunities as maybe a part-time guide or a keeper, and then they've gradually developed, and we get to see their work ethic, we get to see their attitude and their ability with animals, etc. And so that's developed right through that area there, and we've taken on more and more animals, and it just got to the point where as we've got some more land up the back and started to develop an open range zoo, we realised that we probably need to go a bit further.
The Tindales are a local family that have seen 5 generations born in Canberra. Their aim is that the funds from the hotel allow the zoo and Jamala Wildlife Lodge to continue to grow and subsidise the zoo's support for the conservation of animals in the wild through direct cash donations, national and international breeding programs, and the educational programs for both adults and children. The zoo boasts lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my! It is also Australia's only inland aquarium, where you can see species of Great Barrier Reef fish like the giant humphead Maori wrasse, clownfish, and even black tip reef sharks. You'll also see giraffes, zebras, and rhinos. The zoo also pays homage to our native animals, and you'll have close encounters with kangaroos, emus, and koalas. The idea for the hotel has been a long time in the making. The Tindale family previously lived in the zoo whilst they were building it into the attraction it has become, and they often invited friends to stay overnight in their house. People absolutely loved it, and it was the talk of the town. The zoo is not a quiet place at night, and you may hear the roar of a white lion, the hoot of a barking owl, or the howl of a Siamang ape. But it's not easy to build a hotel, especially one inside a zoo. The founder, Richard Tindale, travelled around the world looking for ideas and inspiration on how to build the hotel, but couldn't really find anything that matched his vision, so he just created something completely unique. Maureen Tindale, his wife, did much of the design and fit out for the accommodation. At the time the hotel was being planned, and I was lucky enough to be delivering weekly management training to zookeepers and managers. Our training sessions would often be delivered under the watchful eye of green tree frogs or next to an island of playful black-capped capuchin monkeys. These capuchins are a very similar species to the monkey named Marcel featured in the Friends sitcom. Although I was only there for a year or two in 2010 and 2011, whilst contracting to other hotels, it was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. Not only did I get to meet and understand the vision of the Tindales and the magnificent team for which they had assembled, I was amazed to learn of their journey to create one of the top award-winning tourist attractions in Australia. But we'll come to their awards later. The general manager at the time was a South African gentleman by the name of David Blogg. He was a seasoned hospitality manager who unwittingly taught me something very simple but very important. Even though during his day his desk would have papers spread all over it as he completed his tasks, I was always impressed that at the end of the day, which is when I normally met with him, that his desk was immaculate and spotless. I asked him about this, and he said that before going home each evening, he always took a minute or two to ensure that his office was neat, as this made it really wonderful when he walked in the next morning to a tidy office. He was right. It really does work, and something I practice religiously and have passed this tip on to many others. I can attest that the team members and owners all care about animals and have created a very special sanctuary for a diverse range of species with often troubled pasts, such as the sun bears rescued from the restaurant trade. I was fortunate to be working at the zoo when a baby sun bear named Mary was born. And I remember the smiles on the faces of the team members. It still gives me such a wonderful feeling. Mary the sun bear was named after Mary Hutton, who saved over 1,000 such bears through Free the Bears, and Mary the sun bear has now grown up and resides in Taronga Zoo, overlooking Sydney Harbour. Here's Amanda from the National Zoo and Aquarium speaking about the sun bears.
It absolutely is. You know, Ote, our female sun bear, was a rescue sun bear. So we're connected with Free the Bears. She came from Cambodia as a 2-year-old, and we've had a successful breeding program here. So they've both come from, Arataki and Ote, have come from pretty, traumatising starts in life, and we've had such a success providing a positive, enriching environment for them to actually have a cub here who's now part of the regional breeding program as well.
Over the years, the founders, Richard and Maureen Tindale, have been joined at the zoo by 2 sons, 4 daughters, a son-in-law, a daughter-in-law, 2 grandsons and 2 granddaughters, many of whom still work there. The zoo also takes great pride in the fact that most staff are locals who started as volunteers and have been trained by experienced staff to become the best and most dedicated team in the country. The name Jamala originates from a beloved king cheetah who once resided at the National Zoo and Aquarium, but sadly passed away at the age of 4 due to renal failure. The hotel was named in his honour with the vision to create the most incredible way to stay overnight at a zoo. Whilst other zoos go for more of a camping theme, with guests' accommodation reduced to tents, the National Zoo and Aquarium has created 5-star hotel suites, which we'll explore in more detail soon. Jamala Wildlife Lodge had a soft opening in December 2014, and the grand opening was on May 4th, 2015. The Canberra Times described the crowd of celebrity guests at the grand opening as being almost as diverse as the exotic animals that prowl outside its rooms, as the hotel was officially opened by the Governor-General of Australia and celebrity guests, including Daniel Kieran, a Victoria Cross winner, the highest military award in Australia, Bianca Reinhardt, daughter of mining billionaire Gina Reinhardt, Boost Juice founder Janine Allis, who you may have seen on Shark Tank, South African High Commissioner, and Australian sports legends Mal Meninga, Ricky Stewart and Kevin Sheedy. At the opening, Mr. Tindale told a crowd that a key purpose of the lodge was to progress his family's mission to bring visitors close to animals. When you've got a giraffe right at your balcony, when you've got a tiger or a lion outside your window, it does have an amazing impact on people. Here's a snippet from the grand opening.
And organisers didn't hold back on the guest list, showing off all that's on offer to sports stars, rock stars and entrepreneurs, and even inviting the Governor-General to do the official opening.
1, 2, 3.
In 2019, the ACT Chief Minister Andrew Barr MLA officially opened the new area, which almost tripled the size of the zoo. Along with the incredible open range areas for animals, the new area also includes an Adventureland for those aged 2 to 12, which is Canberra's best playground, complete with realistic wildlife sculptures of giraffe, Cape buffalo, crocodile, and a gorilla. Next to the playground is the Rhino Bistro, which, as the name suggests, overlooks real white rhinos. My family has always enjoyed the National Zoo and Aquarium, but now we absolutely love it. The entire Jamala experience has been designed to maximise the opportunity to subtly impress on its guests that everything possible should be done to ensure that magnificent animals survive in the wild, whilst providing its guests with a combination of luxury and adventure. Jamala offers the opportunity of experiencing the thrill of close encounters with some of the world's most dangerous and endangered animals, as well as a relaxing and unique atmosphere of its 3 individually designed 5-star accommodation precincts. The African-inspired luxury suites lie in the heart of the National Zoo and Aquarium in Canberra and epitomise style and comfort. The combination of opulent surroundings, incredible animal encounters, and gourmet cuisine, alongside Jamala's 5-star hospitality, ensures that all guests share in a once-in-a-lifetime experience during their stay. The hotel suites are like nothing else on the planet. The room rate includes overnight accommodation, food and beverage, and exclusive tours. All suites feature bespoke African fixtures, lavish king beds, optional climate control, and premium amenities. Although there are only 18 suites, each one is like a unique holiday. There are 3 room types. The first is the giraffe tree houses, where suites overlook the tallest animals in the world. You can hand feed a 5-metre, 16-foot giraffe from your treehouse suite balcony. The standard room rate is $2,275 per night. The second room type are perhaps the most famous, the jungle bungalows, each being luxurious suites with only a glass wall, separating yourself from a pride of lions, or cheetah brothers, or tigers, or how about a pair of Malayan sun bears, regardless of whether you're relaxing in your lounge area, resting in your bed, or taking a leisurely bath. When your resident animal is in the bungalow or den area, you will only be a heartbeat away from these amazing creatures. The standard room rate is $2,975 per night. Here is Stephen Jacobs from the Today Show describing the jungle bungalows, courtesy of the National Zoo and Aquarium.
We've come out of the main lodge into what they call the jungle bungalows. There are 5 of these, and these are authentic African-inspired bungalows. 5-star, you've got your mozzie nets over the bed, all of the artefacts have been brought in from Africa, you've got amazing bathrooms, all of this luxury, but the main aspect of this is that they are integrated right into the animal enclosures.
The last accommodation type is the Ushaka Lodge, which is actually the owner's former residence. It's a beautiful safari lodge with several individual rooms and suites and a shared lounge, which includes a massive shark tank on one side and colobus monkeys on the other. You can book a room or the entire lodge, which accommodates up to 24 guests. You also have a pool, spa and tropical gardens, transporting you to the deepest, darkest Africa. Entertaining areas are metres away from Lake Burley Griffin, with views across the lake up to Black Mountain Tower. Ushaka is the Zulu word for shark, but also refers to Shaka Zulu, who was one of the most influential monarchs of the Zulu kingdom. And a stay here combines the magnificence of Africa with the wonders of the ocean. Each room overlooks a different animal, be it meerkats, capuchin monkeys, or reef ocean aquarium animals. Overnight room rates start at $1,650. Here is the Sunrise team again describing the hotel accommodation.
This is Jamala in Canberra. It is a wildlife lodge. Have a look at it. You could be in Africa. All of the furnishings are from Africa. And inside the hotel, you've got huge aquariums.
Your food and beverage experience starts with a sumptuous high tea on arrival. You then get to experience a private tour before your evening starts with canapes and pre-dinner drinks on the terrace or in the rainforest cave, where dinner guests may include white lions or hyenas. Next is a 4-course gourmet dinner, matched with the finest champagnes and wines. Children are welcome to dine with their parents, and if they wish, they can also enjoy a guided tour of the aquarium while their parents have their main course. Chefs prepare Australian classics such as native macadamia-crusted snapper, salad of baby potatoes, green beans, heirloom tomatoes, creamy lemon, dill and caper sauce, or maybe you fancy a roasted rack of lamb served medium rare with crushed spring peas, vegetable bundles, confit garlic potatoes with echalot jus. Bon appetit! Here is David Rain from Getaway TV talking about his dining experience.
And just when you think there couldn't possibly be any more animal interaction to pack into the day, 3 dinner drinks are served overlooking the lion's den, with a hyena feed thrown in for good measure. A delightful 3-course meal follows in the rainforest cave and, of course, the lions linger as we dine.
It's a little bit weird as I sit here choosing from the menu. They seem to be sitting there choosing from theirs. I'm clearly on theirs.
Piping hot breakfasts and barista coffees allow you to start early and experience everything the zoo has to offer. The zoo is famous for providing guests with private encounters with resident animals. These include Meet a Cheetah, the original, and now include lions, bears, red pandas, and even tree kangaroos. Or imagine hand-feeding a Sumatran tiger. Here is the Sunrise team again with the Meet a Cheetah experience.
Just very slow movements. This is Renee. She's also with the Wildlife Lodge. Now, this is an experience that people can come and do called Meet a Cheetah.
This is one of our immersive experiences that we offer here at the National Zoo and Aquarium. So it gets people up close and really getting that personal and emotional connection with our animals.
And at Jamala, you say in different rooms have different experiences. There's one room that is literally right next to where the cheetahs sleep. So as you're lying in bed, you can look across through the big glass panel and see these guys sleeping right next to you.
You can wake up next to them. You can have them pretty much at the end of your bed.
The zoo has received countless awards, and as too has the hotel for its accommodation, food and beverage, and unique luxury experiences. Some of these awards and accolades include at the state level for Best Hotel Restaurant. At the national level, the hotel has won Australian Tourism Awards for the Best Unique Accommodation. At the Australian Hotel Association for Best Deluxe Accommodation and Best Tourism Initiative. Australian Travel Awards for the Best Boutique Hotel in Australia, and Australian Traveller Magazine Awards. Worldwide awards include TripAdvisor Awards, Traveller's Choice Awards, Signature Travel, 4th Top Conservation Experience in the World, #1 in Australia for 2021, and Style Magazine's Best Australian Baths with a View. After winning Best Unique Accommodation at the Australian Tourism Awards last year, the General Manager of Jamala Wildlife Lodge, Amanda Mead, congratulated her team and referred to the incredibly positive feedback staff received from guests, along with the overall experience. Here is Amanda, courtesy of Tourism Australia.
Jamala is the ultimate luxury experience. Guests arrive and they'll have a beautiful high tea set up for them, and then they'll go out on a 90-minute guided tour around the zoo, which gives them an introduction to our beautiful zoo. Dinner that night is also included with beverages and a full a la carte breakfast the next day. They have full access to the zoo for 2 days of their visit as well. We have 18 different lodges. We've got our beautiful jungle bungalows. These rooms have lions, tigers, sun bears, cheetahs outside the room. We've got our gorgeous giraffe tree houses. These ones are located on the edge of a giraffe enclosure. And then we've got rooms in our gorgeous Ushaka Lodge that have meerkats, featured monkeys, our big reef tank. So it's really special for our guests to hear that their money is going back into the zoo, into breeding programs. This is something that is one of a kind. Having an opportunity to wake up with a lion at the end of your bed roaring throughout the night, there's just nothing like it.
These awards are a testament to the Jamala Wildlife Lodge's commitment to luxury, excellence in service, and its status as a unique and iconic hotel on the world stage. I would like to say this podcast is unique, and maybe it is a little unique in the world of podcasting. However, Jamala Wildlife Lodge is no stranger to excellent media coverage. The hotel has been featured on Sky News, Getaway TV, the Today program, Sunrise, CEO Magazine, Global Traveller, and Travel Insider. The zoo creates an emotional experience for those with an African heritage. Here is Richard again on Sky News.
And we've actually had a lot of African nationals or expats who live in Australia who come and stay there, and they get very emotional about it, and they love the set out and say it just appears so much like home. And we had one of the ambassadors came over about 2 weeks ago, and he came back again. He just loved it, and he came back and went into the gift shop and bought as much as he could because it reminded him so much of home.
Oh, wow. Isn't it
yeah,
great?
Yeah.
Jamala Wildlife Lodge is so much more than a hotel. It's a series of wonderful experiences that are out of this world. I can only describe so much within this podcast format, and even the website jamalawildlifelodge.com.au and videos in the links can only take you so far. This hotel has to be seen in real life to be believed. If you get the opportunity and the means, and your travel ever brings you to Canberra, the capital of Australia, I wholeheartedly recommend you visiting the National Zoo and Aquarium, and within it, the iconic Jamala Wildlife Lodge. Thank you for joining today's episode. I hope you were inspired, amazed, and enlightened as we unlocked the secrets of the hotel industry's most iconic leaders and iconic hotels. If you had a wonderful time, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe so that you never miss our monthly episodes. If you love showers in luxury hotels, please check out our tech startup at showeraway.com, where we hope one day to provide people on day trips access to the very best hotel showers in the world. Farewell, until the next time you check in to the Hotel Leaders Podcast.